13 is a brand founded for the creators, the innovators, and the motivators. For the people who get up every single day and strive to be better and leave a positive mark on this world. 13 is a fantastic clothing company, and the people that are behind it are passionate, creative, and some of the nicest people I have ever met. All of their stuff looks great, it's comfy, all the designs are so super cool. 13 has some of my favorite t-shirts and seriously my favorite pair of sweatpants I have ever worn. 13 has been a long-time sponsor and supporter of the Cory cast, and they wanted to extend their love to you, the listener. So when you check out their website at thur13en.com, fill your cart with some cool hats, hoodies, sweatpants. Just make sure you use the code word CoryCast at checkout, and you're going to save yourself a little bit of money. thur13en.com. Make sure you tell them Cory sent you. I am super excited for today's episode because my guest is my wonderful, incredible sister. I've done one with my dad, I did a podcast with my mom, and it created such a beautiful time capsule for us to rewatch. And I especially want to do it with my sister because admittedly, I was absolutely terrible to that woman growing up. And it was around the time that our parents split that the relationship between my sister and I really changed. We really became more friends and rather than just siblings. I mean, I realized very quickly that we kind of needed each other and that my sister wasn't as bad as or annoying as I thought. Fast forward to now, she's this wonderful human being. She's smart, she's intelligent, she's a great mom, a great friend, really empathetic towards other people. I thought it'd be a really fun and cool idea to kind of bring 10 questions and just kind of spitfire back and forth, because I thought it would kind of create some good conversation, and it did not disappoint. I'm really excited to share this episode with you because it's kind of a glimpse into the relationship that I have with my sister. I'm very, very thankful for her. If you are watching this on YouTube, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. And by the way, call your brother, call your sister, tell them that you love them and you miss them. With no more hesitation, no more delay, here is my sister, Anna. So now I've decided I'm collecting everyone like infinity stones, where now I've interviewed Dad and I've interviewed Mom, but no disrespect to either of them. I thought this one would be a funnier one.
How funny though? Because I tried to stay serious. Tried to stay serious with all the questions.
Did
you? I tried.
Because mine are kind of all over the place.
Yeah, I tried very hard to stay serious.
Well, so the idea was like when I first asked Mom was like, well, I don't know what to ask you. And I was like, just write 10 questions down and we'll just go back and forth and we'll ask each other questions. So same thing with you. You were like, oh, I don't know what we're going to talk about. So we each wrote down separate questions that we would ask each other. Mine's kind of, I don't think there's like one route for my questions. I don't know how yours are, but do you want to go first?
Oh, okay, sure. Let me get my first.
And we just alternate them.
Okay, so obviously, I always say you're a Renaissance man with everything, because I feel like you have such a broad spectrum of everything. You're like real estate agent, Muay Thai guy. You're just like everything. How do you keep up with your schedule with that, all of that, the kids, Brittany even too, trying to balance all of the relationships?
The calendar app is
just like Google Calendar.
Super key, yeah, because like all the stuff that flies by, very hard to keep track mentally because my appointments are like all over the place. Muay Thai or Jiu-Jitsu, very regimented throughout the week, so we usually remember. But really, it's that calendar, the Google Calendar app, and having a shared calendar app where like if Brittany's got some stuff going on, she puts in the calendar so I don't overbook us, and that really has saved us 1,000 times. And I've loved Childish Gambino, and I watched an interview where he's talking about like he just goes where the fun is, And I feel like that's my life, is I'm just like doing shit that's fun to me.
Just vibing.
Just vibing. And I just like, let's do a podcast. Sure, that
Yeah.
sounds cool. Let's go play some D&D. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I just kind of just go wherever the cool fun is. But the way that I process and juggle it all is completely Google Calendar. Without a calendar app, I don't think Brittany would still be married to me. Because I would drop the ball.
Even thinking about it, like from my outside, I'm like, how does he do all this? I was like, I even work a full-time job, and it's hard for me to like juggle everything.
It's that calendar app.
Yeah.
It's that calendar app. It's just the and we're also like in a groove now. I mean, we've been together for 10 years, so like we're just.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, thanks, sis. Did you want to grab your coffee so it doesn't melt?
Sure. Yeah.
And then I'll fire up my next one.
Okay, I'm ready.
So the one I texted you with, I'll start with, because you might already have an answer with. What's your favorite memory of our parents?
I don't know. I feel like Christmas was always funny because it was always such a different aspect. And I think Dad liked doing the Christmas shopping, and it was always Dad getting super excited that we were opening a present, and Mom's just like
Drinking the coffee. Yep.
on the sofa, with their legs crossed.
It's like that meme, right?
Yeah,
it's like when
the
your
meme,
kids
yeah.
open and the little kid's like.
Because I feel like Dad had that little kid aspect. He was so excited for us to open the presents. His mom's like, yeah.
Dad has always been really good at gift giving.
Oh my God, yeah.
Always.
He even does it with Brett too. He just gives like the perfect gifts.
That rock octopus that he 3D printed.
Rocktopus.
The rocktopus. That was hilarious.
So good. That, and then he 3D printed like a dinosaur claw, like a talon. And Brett's got that downstairs.
Oh yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, he's funny with this with gifts. Mom is also good with gift giving, but with Dad, he's very good at finding
That very niche thing.
a niche thing that you have a hobby for or a passion for, and finding like a unique gift for.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
understand. It's like a
Always.
gift he has.
He's like, oh, you said that you like this like 5 months ago, so I made it for you. Like, so cool.
When we play disc golf, I'm half expecting him to 3D print an entire hole for us. I'm just waiting for it. I'm waiting for it because that's
It's printing right now
Yeah,
as we
it's
speak.
printing.
Got 2 more weeks to
It's
print.
been printing for 2 weeks since we left. That's hilarious. Yeah, that's I don't know, Christmas, yeah, I would say is probably.
I think Christmas is probably one of the.
But I've always liked it because it's always been Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I really liked. I don't know. I think I've always liked Christmas Eve more.
Oh yeah, because Grandma Bella.
Yeah,
Grandma
right.
Bella's house. You know?
Yeah, Grandma Bella's house. Everyone's together.
Yeah.
Everyone's eating good food. Everyone's having a good time. Nothing against like Christmas Day, but I mean, typically we were with maybe Dad's side of the family.
Yeah.
We haven't really gotten together with like all the aunts and uncles in a long
while.
time for
Yeah.
Christmas, or really any
So
holiday.
usually it's just like our family on the day, and we just play with our new
Yep.
Xbox
Yep, exactly. Is it your question now?
Yeah, I think so. Let me see what I got. Let's see. Oh, okay. What motivates you every morning to get up and do all of these things that you have on your schedule?
I would say Ashton's a big part of it. Mm-hmm. Like now, like I think having the kids is a big motivation. But also, like before when I was doing retail, the pay sucked and the hours sucked. And I was drained all the time and I didn't have motivation. I just kind of like showed up. Now, I don't really see my job as work because like I get to, like I showed a house today earlier to a wonderful lady as a mother of a past client of mine. And I got to like show a cool multifamily. And she's looking to retire. She doesn't really want the upkeep of having a big house anymore. So like I get to do cool stuff every day. Like I get to go meet new agents, or I get to maybe like write an offer or help someone on a big pivoting point of their life. Like you guys should be closing on your house in the next week here. And that's a big moment for you guys, right? Yeah. So it's like I get to do that and be a part of that. And I think that kind of helps motivate me to do stuff. I've also just like helping people, like coaching.
That's always been your thing. Is to just help.
Yeah, I just like
I think that's what drew me to martial arts, is just being able to be in a position where I could like help people get better at stuff. I mean, even when I was in retail, I was doing training stuff.
Yeah, I feel like real estate agent is that big one-on-one human connection, talking to that family or person to like really like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like you're really good about that, is connecting with other people.
Well, it's also just trying to, I think a lot of agents suck in the sense that they're only looking for the paycheck out of that environment. We were just talking about a situation. There was an agent right before he walked in. We're talking about how she went into a listing appointment with a mother who recently lost her husband, and they had like 3 kids. House is paid off. It was like this 5,000 square foot house, huge. And she was the 3rd agent that guy interviewed. And the 2 other agents were advocating for her to sell and make out like a bandit. But the agent from my office was like, you shouldn't sell. The house is paid off. Like, why don't you talk to your attorney before you like even like sign a contract or even think about listing? And that person ended up doing like a whole like reverse mortgage and ended up having enough of a cushion now for them and their family to live like very comfortably.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of agents are just transactional based. And for me, it's not that case because each person's situation is a little different.
I mean, I feel like we kind of ran into that with buying our house is kind of very transactional in certain situations. And it's very, I don't know. I feel like you're very different from all the other real estate agents I've had to talk to or deal with in the past, 5 years?
It's a low bar to entry, unfortunately. And there's a lot to learn. And now I'm in a place where I've been doing it now for 6 years. So I've learned a lot. But the biggest part is like figuring out how to help you and Brett get over the hurdles the easiest way possible with the smoothest amount of transact. Because if you had gone with, say you talked to another agent and then you had the contingency to sell your house on the pre-approval, that would have been a nightmare for you guys.
Absolute nightmare.
Right? With the 3 dogs and the kid.
God.
And so it would have been a lot. But I enjoy the process of sitting down with someone and then trying to like solve that Rubik's Cube of like, okay, what is Brett and Anna's real goal here? It's to get a bigger house.
Yeah.
Okay, so how can we do that and eliminate as many hurdles as possible?
Yeah.
And it's hard to do.
I give Antoine props for giving us that freaking mortgage that really helped us out.
The
like
buy
I don't
before
know.
you sell.
Yeah, the buy before you sell program. I can't like preach that enough that it helped us out immensely. Like I don't know how else we would have moved because like talking to Becca and Uncle Mario, they had to deal with both of the dogs and 2 kids trying to get them out of the house to show the house before they sell it.
And their house was not done being built yet.
Yeah.
So when we showed it, they had to move Cole and Ozzy and all the kids out.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Props to Uncle Mario and Aunt Becca. That was tough. That was a tough week for them, I'm sure. I think it was a couple weeks actually. I don't think we had.
Yeah, I think it was a few weeks. She said.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think we had multiple offers on it because it was a older house, and even though Uncle Mario did a lot of work on it, when you go 4-bedroom and one of them is a pass through, that turns a lot of people off.
Same thing with us, yeah.
Old house. The driveway, I don't think was paved, and the backyard kind of had a slope to it, so it had some things going against it. But overall, it ended up working out. But they didn't have the buy before sell program for that. You know.
Yeah, and that. It really helped us because I don't know how I would have been able to do it with
the dogs.
It literally just would have been me and then Ollie trying to get all 3 of the dogs out of the house for every single showing, probably all day,
right?
Which would be chaotic.
Right. And imagine like in the evening when like that time frame where you and Brett have that overlap is like,
dogs,
what are we gonna do with the dogs?
Just leave them.
Yeah. I mean, you could always put them in a crate, but it'll kind of ruin the showing experience when you have
Roxy barking at them.
I think I just got snot all over me. Anna, what was your favorite vacation that we took?
Oh, I have that on my questions
Do
too.
you?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's your favorite vacation we did as like a whole family? I think as like the whole Lawson family, I think we did Florida when we went to see Grandpa Lawson, and I think we went to Disney and Universal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then with just Dad, I loved the cruises. I think we went on 2.
Yep.
Oh, that was a lot of fun.
2, and I think both times we went on the same ship, if I remember
yeah, I think it was
correctly.
the same ship. But yeah,
Yeah.
the Disney one was awesome. I remember that, and I remember Dad picking on Grandpa the whole time because he was just sweating.
Yeah, SpongeBob. Yeah.
yeah.
Literally drinking so much in Epcot, his sweat was smelling like beer, and he was
like
buying
beer. Yeah.
Yep, buying like 4 tank tops throughout our day at Disneyland.
Yeah, I remember him like just dripping.
Yeah.
And he's hobbling and dripping off.
Rest in peace,
Rest
SpongeBob.
in peace. Love him.
Jesus. I would say, to answer your question, because you're going to ask me that, right? I would say with just us, Portugal, because it was the biggest, coolest trip we've ever done, right? And Grandpa was there, right?
Yep.
The last trip we took with Grandpa. But also, I loved watching like Grandma and Grandpa just being like in their element. I just love watching, like going to a restaurant, just watching Grandpa just be like comfortable at home, and watching Grandma being like ordering fish heads and whatever else she wanted to eat, and like
she was eating she got me to eat barnacles and stuff.
Barnacles and snails and whatever. I mean, I just love watching them be in
their element.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but also like notable mention to Cedar Point. Remember we used to go to Cedar Point all the time.
Awesome. Yeah,
and that was like for a weekend.
I think we went with a weekend with
Columbus Day or Memorial Day. No,
it was like closer to Halloween because we did.
It must be Columbus Day then.
Okay, yeah, because we did
haunted
it with
houses, right?
A whole bunch of haunted houses, and I think Aunt Karen and all the family went.
Yep. Ryan, Jessica, Rachel.
Yep.
And Russ and his kids.
Yep. They would go too. Yep.
So we had. Yeah. Did you forget about Cedar Point?
No, I didn't forget. I remember all the scare actors.
Yep.
Always following you around. Those are one of my favorite Halloween memories. That and then Universal like Studios.
Didn't you see Universal at Halloween?
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I went by myself.
What do you think was better?
Oh, that.
Universal?
Oh yeah, but the lines were so long.
But it's a much bigger park and
so much bigger. The lines were long just to get into like the actual houses, and part of me feels like the experience for the scaring was like not there. If that makes sense, because you're in a long line of just walking through and you see the scare before you even get there, so it's like not.
That's a good point.
It's not super scary. I mean, it's
Bro,
cool
I
to
saw
see.
that you just scared that lady up ahead of me, and you're just hiding in the closet.
Just hiding there.
Yeah.
Oh, I see 11 over there. Like that's jump scare. Like know.
Yeah, and that's but Universal's such a bigger place.
Bigger budget too.
Right, bigger budget.
My God.
Right, that must have been an expensive trip. When did you go to Universal by yourself?
2017, 2018?
2017, 2018.
Right in there.
Dang, that's sick. That must have been a sweet trip though to Universal.
Yeah, it
like
was fun.
Halloween time.
Just Halloween time. I think I stayed at Dad's condo. I think that's where I stayed, and then I drive in to Disney or Universal. Oh, it was so much fun though. That year they had Stranger Things. The first year they had Stranger Things.
Oh.
Haunted house.
Yeah, so like 2018. Yeah, 2017. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that was awesome. That and Mike Myers. I think they had Trick or Treat. Oh, it was the best.
Okay, all right.
But the lines were just so long.
Yeah, I bet. But also you can see literally everything.
Oh yeah.
Is it my turn now?
I don't know.
No, I just asked vacation.
If you didn't have to work, what would you want to do? How would you spend your time?
If I didn't have to work.
Yeah, what would you do or create, I guess is the best way
Okay.
to phrase that.
If I didn't have to work, I think I'd be doing 2 things.
Okay.
I think I would do the podcast more because I'm only doing it like bi-weekly, so I don't it's a lot of undertaking doing the editing and then trying to do it every week. That's too much time.
Yeah.
So I'd probably do that, make it a weekly thing. And then 2, I would probably just do jujitsu all the time, just hang out with the kids.
Just hang out?
Yeah, I feel like I would just like
Do more training.
Yeah, I would probably just do jujitsu, go into Thai more, because then it takes the pressure of having to make money every day.
Yeah.
And if I don't have any bills to pay, we're talking, I am going to, that and probably, I don't know, maybe just play disc golf and just be a retired dude. That's how I imagine retired life's going to be like for me.
Just chilling.
Do you think we're actually ever going to be in a position to retire?
Absolutely not.
Like everyone
I'm
thinks
gonna
that
be
like
grandma's age by the time I retire.
that's why I'm worried about. Like I want to retire when I'm 65. I don't want to be. There's agents who are like 90 years old selling houses still, and I don't want to be that. I have told 5 to 10 different people in this company, if I turn 70 years old and I'm still selling houses, please tell me to GTFO. Because I want to retire, Anna.
Yeah, me too.
I want to not have to work.
Yeah, I'm so sick of working.
I hate it here.
I hate it so much. What are they doing to us?
Yeah. Well, if you weren't doing warehouse work, what's like your dream job?
I don't know. That's kind of like where I'm at now.
That counts as a question.
Yeah, that counts as a question. I don't know. I'm kind of like, so I'm starting Toss and Fire again. Kind of get a feeler if I want to go back, if I want to, I don't know. Like I like don't want to stay at a warehouse for full time because it's not like my goal. I'm just there because it's good hours, good money. I mean, I like what I do, but I also don't hate it.
You're not like passionate about it.
I'm not passionate. I'm not passionate about pharmaceuticals and biologics.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
like it's just not my gig. So, I mean, I do miss making food. I miss making pizzas, and I miss working
Because you're
in that environment, that fast-paced environment, doing things. Like I don't know. I miss making people happy with food.
so your
that.
passion's more food.
More food,
Right.
kind of oriented. Not forklifts and stuff. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool, but
What about working in like an upscale restaurant? Is that something you would want to do, or is that not your
I
job?
don't know. I don't know if I.
I've never seen the bear.
Qualified.
Well, I've seen like clips of the bear. I don't know if that's true to how it really is in
A
hospitality.
lot of the emotions, yes.
Yeah. In fast pace, like.
Fast paced.
Do you think you get more enjoy, even if you think you're not qualified? Do you think you would enjoy that line of work more?
I don't know. I might, especially since it's more detail oriented towards the food, more high scale things. I don't know. I really like the pizza aspect because I love different ideas that you could do with the pizza. Obviously, there's so many different things you could do in general there, but just more so like the pizza ideas because the crab rangoon I came up
Crab
with.
rangoon
soup.
pizza.
Toss and
Yep.
Fire. This is not sponsored.
Yeah. If they want a sponsor,
Yeah.
Nick, let me know. There's always space for sponsors on the podcast.
But yeah, so I loved coming up with ideas, and now that I'm going back to, it's exciting to finally have that option of like maybe going back full time, but I don't know right now.
Why do you think you're not qualified? You've
To
got
do fine dining
like
stuff.
restaurant, like I'm not talking like Chili's. I'm not saying like get a job like
Outback stuff.
yeah, like Outback. No disrespect if you work there, but I'm just saying I don't think that's your cup of tea. I'm
Yeah.
thinking like you're saying that fast-paced environment, and I think like more of a
like a sit down nice restaurant.
yeah. I'm thinking like that is maybe would be more.
I don't know. A lot of those people are seniored in, and they're always the first in line. I feel like is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have an in, usually you're not going to be able to get into those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Especially since I don't really have too much experience in the fine dining aspect. Someone's going to look at my resume and be like, she's worked 5 years at a pizza place. Weird. In a Panera? Huh.
Yeah, but also you went to school for culinary.
For culinary, yeah. Hospitality management.
Right. So like that is something you'd rest your laurels on, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And like I don't think there's anything wrong with that type of background, especially if it's going to get you into that next stage. That's only if like you want to pursue culinary stuff.
Yeah, I do want to go back to it, and that's kind of, me and Brett were kind of like, well, we'll feel it out. We'll see how you're feeling. If you want to go back, you can. If you don't, you don't. It's whatever you want. And I was like, all right, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
See how I'm feeling, I guess. I like this idea of spending time with Ollie during the day, but now that he's getting older, he's going to have to go to school. So what am I going to do during the day? And then I'm going to miss out on him when he's out of work or out of school. So
Right.
yeah, just I don't know.
The difficulties of being a parent.
Yeah.
And balancing.
Yeah, because I want to be a part of his life, but I also don't want to choose work over him, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have that kind of weird work-life balance.
The work-life balance is the hardest.
Oh, it's so hard.
Is the hardest thing, right?
Because, like, it's Monday through Friday, 3:30 to 11:30. That's it. I don't work weekends, which is amazing. But then
Because in hospitality, you always had to work weekends.
I was always working weekends, all late nights.
Right.
70 hours, I think I was at when I had Ollie, and I was like,
right.
Yeah. So
while you were pregnant.
Yeah, when I was pregnant.
When you were pregnant with Ollie.
Full pregnant.
Yeah, working 70 hours.
70, 80 hours. Yeah.
Well, maybe it'll be a new. Maybe it'll reignite that passion.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see what I'm feeling. I don't know. I told Nick, I was like, I'm up for anything. If I like it, I'll stay. If I don't, I'm just,
Nick's cool too, so he's like chill.
Yeah,
he doesn't
he's chill.
like.
Yeah, he's cool with it. I mean, I'm glad to just have the option to go back anyway, because he's so willing to take me back, which really thankful for that, definitely.
Well, I mean, you didn't leave on bad terms. You've always been good to Nick, so it's like it's a no-brainer, I think that was your question, right? I wrote down a note. I want to get with you after this. Anna.
Uh-oh. Okay.
What is my most annoying trait?
Are we talking now, or are we talking like way back in the day when we used to actually share the same household?
I will say both.
Both? Okay.
That counts as 2 questions.
Okay. All right. So, way back in the day, you would eat all of my food.
Yep.
I remember
1000%.
I remember
Cereal,
distinctly
snacks.
waking up and you left me like a tablespoon of milk in the carpet. And I remember waking up Dad, and Dad was so mad because you left me no milk.
Yeah. Yeah.
You would eat my leftovers?
Yeah.
You didn't even care.
You know what's hilarious though,
Didn't
Anna,
even
is
care.
I hate leftovers now.
Yeah, you don't even like leftovers
I don't even
now.
like leftovers
and
now.
Every time I tell Brittany, she goes, I can't get him to eat leftovers.
The man doesn't eat the leftovers. But when I was a teenager, that's all I was eating was leftovers.
Only leftovers.
Because it was food I didn't pay for. That was really good. So I mean,
now I hate that you're funnier than me. It sucks.
Oh, what?
It sucks.
That's a.
You're the funny older brother, and I can't compete.
Yeah, that does suck.
It sucks.
Yeah, that does suck.
I want to be funnier.
In the shadow of your hilarious.
It
brother.
sucks.
You're too nice, Anna. You're too nice. I would just say I probably don't ever shut the hell up. Right? Isn't that my worst trait?
No, I don't think so. I think it's good.
I got a little Grandma Bella
I think everybody's got a little Grandma Bella. Ollie's been speaking Portuguese.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. What has he been saying?
He picked up a car, and I go, what do you want to name this, buddy? It doesn't have a name. And he goes, Bishu. And I went... I was like, what did you just say? And he smiled at me because he knew. He was like, Bishu. And I was like,
oh my God.
All right, cool.
That's funny. Just from hanging out with Grandma,
Just for what, like 2 hours, 3 hours?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow, that is crazy. It's so insane how quick kids can pick up on second languages.
So fast.
Yeah, and us as adults, no luck.
No.
That's my regret. Is I wish when I was younger I didn't learn Portuguese with them sooner. It's always something like it's like on my bucket list, like to be fluent in Portuguese.
Yeah.
I've taken 0 steps, and I need to, because before anything happens to Grandma, I would love to have a conversation with her in Portuguese. Like, don't tell her. Don't even tell her that I'm practicing, and just break it out one time, just to see her face.
She won't even notice.
No, I don't think she
won't
would.
even know.
No, she wouldn't. 1000%.
Because she'll speak a Portuguese. She'll say, she'll go, Stelinha, and then she'll go on a whole rant, and I go, not Stelinha, but keep going.
Not my mom. Not my mom.
Not my mom.
She has the Portuguese version of Spanglish.
Yeah.
Spanish and English.
Yep.
It's Portuguese and English.
Yep.
Porglish. Wow, that sounds terrible.
Yeah. We'll just do
we're
Portuguese
gonna workshop
English.
that name. I think it's your question now.
All right, let me take a look. That one we already asked. So I've been reading a lot.
Okay.
I know you read a lot of self-help books. What book has made the biggest impact in your life?
Oh, wow.
Because I've been reading a lot of books lately, so I wanted to get your...
I just started getting into reading books this past year. Because a friend of mine told me about the Libby app. Do you have the Libby app?
I do have the Libby app. I love the Libby app.
Oh my God, for audiobooks and everything?
Audiobooks, everything.
I have read a few books by Ryan Holiday.
Okay.
Particular, The Obstacle is the Way. And I like that book because it's about Stoic philosophy, about how sometimes the thing we need to do the most is the absolute hardest thing to do, and that we should do that thing first rather than try to push it down.
Yeah.
When I come to the office, I'll make a to-do list when I come in, just like whatever I have on the top of my head that I need to get done. And I constantly save the hardest thing for last. And I've been trying to reverse that order, but it's so hard to do.
Yeah.
So Obstacles Away is the first one. And I'd say second one is Think Again by Adam Fox, where it really focuses on like, sometimes the way you react to things is not always like set in stone. And sometimes the general population of people are nicer than you want to assume. Like, example of like somebody cuts you off in traffic, your immediate reaction is to be pissed, right? Because like, what the hell? This guy almost hit me and my kid in the car. But with that book, Think Again, it's like, well, take a second to pause and literally think again about the situation, because anything could be happening in their life. Maybe they're on the way to the hospital. Maybe somebody just got hurt. Maybe something happened. But it's a really nice book because it's helped me like kind of reframe some things and also like slow down my thinking.
Tweak your mindset a little
Yes.
bit. Yeah.
Because especially in real estate, it's very easy for me to be like an agent doesn't text me back, and I immediately want to think the worst about the situation. But really, when you take a step back and look at the issue and you realize like somebody's not texting me back, something in the world. Yeah. But to you in that moment it is. But I love that book because it's all about helping you like kind of reframe yourself. And but I have been diving deep into self-help books and the Stoic books by Ryan Holiday. Anything Ryan Holiday writes, I'm into. I haven't made my way through his library yet. I just started reading like this year.
Yeah, last year I made my my what was it? New Year's resolution.
You read 12 books, right?
I wanted to read 12 books, but I got so into it in the beginning of the year.
And you hit 15?
No, I hit 24, 22,
what?
23. 23.
Oh,
I
shit.
hit 23 books.
That's almost 2 books a month.
Yeah.
Damn.
Which is wild because like I don't know how I freaking read that many books a month like at all.
Right.
But that Libby app was amazing.
Yeah.
That helped a million times.
Yeah.
I do kind of a combination of real audio and then like just regular ebooks. But like I've been leaning towards like fiction books. But my new Year's resolution is to read 24 because I read 23 last year. And I'm at 26 already.
26?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
What the hell? It's only July.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
How did you do it? Just from
just reading. I just like I've been trying to find like that perfect medium of what books I like. And mine's a lot of just like fiction or like thriller kind of books. Like I just finished one and it was oh my god, it was the craziest. I think I read it in 2 days, and it was like a book about this girl coming over to be a nanny, and this a nanny for this rich family in this nice town. And there's like a secret kind of developing that there's like a ghost or something trying to reveal who killed her. Oh, it's crazy.
Is there one author that you like gravitate towards the most?
No, not really. But I read. Brett always makes fun of me. Some of them are inappropriate.
Oh, they're smut books?
Yeah, they're a little inappropriate. But okay. I have been going through like the Harry Potter books because I've never read them. A lot of like the popular books, like the Fourth Wing book. I don't know if you've heard about that. That one's super popular. What else?
I like want to dip my toes into reading Lord of the Rings, but I'm so when I was younger, Dad gave me a copy of The Hobbit that he had. But literally the first like 10 pages of The Hobbit is like introducing you to all the dwarfs that come in.
Yes.
And there's like 10 of them. And I got so overwhelmed trying to keep track of all of them that I was like, nope, I'm all set.
I always make it so it's so hard to finish the first like 2 or 3 chapters of any book, like any new series, because like they're trying to set the story.
The characters.
They're trying to get the characters, and it's so hard to keep up, especially with like fantasy things, because you're like, what does that mean? What world is this in? So there's a dragon already? Like it's hard to get through those like first couple chapters.
Are you big into Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Yeah,
I haven't read those books either.
But just the TV show?
TV show, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I think I watched like the first season.
Really?
I just haven't.
Yeah.
It's up my alley. Like it's dragons and shit. Like I should have no reason not to watch it. I just haven't like, I don't know, I haven't gravitated towards it.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to get into it. I think the first season is like, it's kind of slow, and then it starts to build up some momentum.
What's going to be your next book?
I don't know yet. I kind of...
when you finish one, how do you determine what's next?
Well, so I finished a thriller, so then I was like, ooh, maybe I want to read another book by this dude. So I go by that. I get a lot of recommendations, mostly online. The people are like, hey, we read these 12 books this month. Don't know how these people are reading 12 books in a month, but beyond me. But
they don't have kids and they don't have a job.
Yeah, they'll just recommend them. So I just like, I'll go through which ones kind of like pique my interest. A lot of them are like thriller or like some sort of fantasy book, and I'll just go on to that.
Now, with your job, are you allowed to have like headphones in?
Very rarely I have options to do
See,
headphones.
Spooches can like listen like all day.
Really?
So like if I was in Spooches shoot, I would like rip through audiobooks like crazy.
Yeah.
Right? Because then you could just zone out, do what you gotta do.
Listen to a book, but very rarely. So it's usually just me sitting down when Ollie's taking a nap, or when I have some free time at work, I'll blow through a book real quick. But
just blow through a book like it's no big deal.
I read like 200 pages the other night when we had like a couple hours of downtime.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it an e-reader? Or are you using
I just
your
have
phone?
it on my phone, and then I have a couple physical books that I've picked up over the past couple months.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Is there something you can't live without? Something, not someone. So you can't say Oliver.
So I can't say Ollie. I don't know. I feel like Ollie with his Brachiosaurus or his Miles mask.
The giant Brachiosaurus.
Giant Brachiosaurus. I don't know. Maybe just my phone in general. Because it has all my books on it, so I feel like that's the quickest answer.
Right.
It's probably just a book in general. Because I don't really carry anything else around with me.
Right.
Sentimental, my ring, I
that's pretty much
I always keep it on, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything that I
was
bring
trying to
around
think
with me.
when I was writing this question down, I was like, how is Anna going to answer this?
Yeah, I don't
because
know.
I'm like, she's not like a big video game player. She doesn't like collecting stuff. There's nothing like in particular that I couldn't think of.
Okay. Oh, well, I have... I'm getting into those like little mini things. I don't know if you've seen them.
No, what mini thing?
Brett makes fun of me for it.
Oh, really? What is it?
I feel like an old woman.
Mini figs? Like
little...
Like Lego
they're
mini?
literally like this big, and they come in... Like, there's like different series. Sorry for everybody who has to listen to me rant about this.
What are?
But they come in a ball, and each one is a different type. So, like, for example, I get the garden one or plant one, and you can build your own little mini plant that's like this big.
Oh.
Or
they're like micro
little
Legos?
teeny tiny. No, they're not even Legos. They're like actual, like, they come with a little vase and little resin, and you can like make it.
Yeah.
And then there's like, right now they have retro, and they came out with a whole bunch of retro like food items. So like when you open up the little bag, there's a little teeny tiny Planters cheese ball container.
Oh, really?
Or a little teeny tiny package of batteries. It's so stupid, and Brett makes fun of me for buying them all the time.
Well,
so stupid.
Brett's like big into Legos.
He has so many Legos, so he has no worry. He goes, "It's fine, whatever. I have my Legos. Like you have your little
little things. What are they even called?
They're called mystery minis or something like that.
Mystery.
I'll have to show you a picture of them later.
Okay.
They're just so.
Send me pictures and I'll put it right here.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, so that's my hyperfixation lately. It's just
that's something you cannot live without.
Literally, they're just too cute. I don't know what it is.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I too have also enjoyed collecting mini things, but they're just miniature D&D figures.
Things.
I was deep into painting them. I was painting like every night.
Oh yeah, I saw
for
them.
like weeks and weeks. Yeah. And then I just kind of lost interest. Mm-hmm. And then I got back into it because I found a piece that I really liked that I wanted to paint. But maybe you and I have the Lawson ADHD where we get hyper fixated on one thing for a while.
Yeah, I get fixated on like one thing, and then I'm like, all right, next thing. What do I got?
Next thing. Yeah.
It's just like my mind's always.
Yeah. I thank Dad for that.
Yeah.
I'll blame Dad for that one.
Yeah, Dad does it too. Love you, Dad.
You got the next question.
Cut that.
Cut that.
Let me see. Let's go back to it. Oh, okay, this is a good one. What superpower would you choose if you could choose one?
Only one.
Only one superpower. Dead air.
Yeah, dead air. That's hard because it's just one. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking like immediately.
And that's why I think one it would be like.
That's the tough part. Is like immediately I'm thinking having Wolverine's regenerative ability would be amazing. Mm-hmm. But that means I live forever and I see everyone that I love die and I don't want that.
Yeah, that's a heartbreak no one wants.
Then I'm like, cool, maybe claws. I'll get some Wolverine claws. Mm-hmm. Then I'm like, nah, I gotta gravitate away from Wolverine. I'm giving you my whole
this
thought
is your
process.
your train of thought.
I honestly, shooting webs out of my hands would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like Spider-Man, that would be kind of cool, but I think it would be get gross. It'd be like I'm like typing an email and then like it would like come out all the time and be like, God damn it, on my computer again. Like in theory, that sounds really cool, but maybe flying super fast.
Okay, flying.
Does flying super fast count as two?
Yeah. I mean, I guess
fly?
That can count as one. I guess, yeah.
Because then it'd be like really cool just to be like. Going to Florida, see ya.
God bless.
Going to Canada now, see ya. And just like fly away.
Just gone, yeah.
Or instantly being able to teleport.
Okay.
Just being like
teleporting, yeah.
Just being like almost like Nightcrawler, right from X-Men. Just being able to have the ability to be like, I gotta go to a showing on 123 Banana Street and go, and I'm gone.
Yeah.
And I don't have to commute and mess with traffic ever again. Damn, that's a good question. No one's hit me with that before.
Oh, good. I'm glad I came up with one that you've never had.
I think I'd say flying, even though I'm like kind of loyal to Wolverine and Spider-Man. I think flying would be sick.
Yeah.
What about you? What would you have as
I have
power?
no idea. I was thinking invisibility because that's just so cool. I just think that's cool in general.
Yeah.
But also like the telekinesis part. I love that.
Being able to like read people's minds?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would want that totally.
I don't know. Yeah,
that gift sounds like a curse, sis.
Yeah, it does sound like a curse. But it sounds cool too. You could be like, you could tell if somebody's lying. You know what I mean?
You could tell who's lying.
Be really good at poker.
You could also tell like who is literally thinking about nothing in their head.
Literally, it's like
with its crickets. Yeah, you could literally tell who has crickets
Symbols.
in their head. Oh my god, the monkey spinning. That's such a hard.
Yeah.
That's a hard question.
I'm glad I came up with one that finally stumped you.
That one stumped me.
Yeah.
Let's see, Anna. Hold on. What's your most prominent childhood memory?
I feel like all my childhood memories always go back to me and you playing video games. So I think my most prominent would be either us trying to fight and do the Lion King game.
Hated that game.
Hated that game. We are always trying to pass that one level and we could never do it. And then
literally level 1.
Literally level 1. That was it.
One of my other questions was going to be, what is your favorite video game we've played together?
I was going to say Mortal Kombat was the other one that I was going to say.
Like your favorite. Lion King can go fuck itself.
It could go fuck itself, yeah.
That's not my favorite. My favorite would be like Mario Party, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Because those are like Lion King was me almost breaking the controller.
Yep. I mean, I guess I also remember us always fighting because you're always beating me up.
Wanted that controller.
Always beating me up.
Yep.
But yeah, I think Mortal Kombat 2 was another one that we were always playing, and I was always striving to beat you because I feel like that was always like me as like the younger sister. I have to be better than my big brother. You know what I mean?
And also, you're like, this dude kicks my ass in real IRL.
IRL, just want to beat.
I just want to win.
And I remember distinctly not even knowing the combos, and I'm just smashing buttons.
Oh, yeah.
And you were getting so pissed because I didn't know the combos. You're not even winning. You're just smashing.
Yeah, back B. You know?
Yeah.
Get real. Funny story about Lion King. When I played Lion King, I fucking hated that getting past level 1. So I would ask Dad to beat level 1. He would beat it for me. We'd get to stage 2, and that was even more of a clusterfuck.
It's
even
worse.
harder of a game.
It's worse.
It's literally up there for like hardest games ever. But this is also before you could save. You couldn't save
You would go all the way back to the beginning.
all the way back to the
Oh,
beginning.
horrible.
The only reason I beat Altered Beast, you remember that game?
I don't think I remember that game.
Altered Beast was where you played as a shirtless dude, and you'd collect an orb, and he would power up. And then
I
you would
do
collect
remember
another
that.
orb, and then you would
Yes.
transform into a wolf or something.
Yes, I do remember that. Yep.
That game was so hard. I think Ryan and I maybe got past level 2. It came out for like Xbox 360. Spooches and I played it, but in that you could save, so you'd beat a level and you could save at the start of the next one. There's the only way I could beat it because the games were so difficult back then.
Because anytime you die, you just start all the way from the beginning.
Yeah,
It's the worst.
That was some bullshit.
Yeah, it
That was
was.
some bullshit.
I also remember, what was that worm guy?
Earthworm Jim.
Earthworm Jim. Yep, you used
Earthworm
to play
Jim's
that a lot
awesome.
too. Yeah.
The Sega era for me was top tier.
Yeah.
That was also like my introduction to video games.
Yep. Because I remember playing it at not only Grandma Bella's, but Grandma Steamer's
We
too.
brought that
Grandma-
everywhere.
Yeah, Grandma Steamer had
Yep.
it there too.
Yep. Dad bought me this little like box that I would pack my Sega in, and I would just bring it wherever. By the time I was like 5, I knew how to plug it in and get it set up and everything. Just because it was like Earthworm Jim, Lion King. There was a clay fighting game. I think it was like Clay Fighters. That game was awesome. Mortal Kombat 2, and then an X-Men game.
The X-Men game, yep.
Yeah, the X-Men game where you could like play as different X-Men and like swap
I
through.
remember that.
Those are my jams with my Sega. We just brought that like literally everywhere
Mm-hmm.
with us. Yeah, I would say Mario Party.
Mario
Because
Party.
we played a lot of Mario Party
we
on the
did.
GameCube.
Yeah. Damn,
But I
Mario
think
Party on the GameCube.
But I think we got the GameCube around the time Mom and Dad split, and I think when Mom and Dad split, you and I were hanging out more. So that's why, like,
Yeah,
to me,
that
I'm
was,
like,
like, the-
Mario Party was
That was like, I feel like, not to get deep here, I feel like that was the change.
That was the
between
truce.
us. That was like the
That's
truce.
the truth. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when Mom and Dad split, we were like, all right, yeah, you're kind of cool.
You're
Yeah, you're all right.
And then we started listening to the same music, playing the same games. We pretty
Yep.
much feel like that was.
Yeah, but that was like around the time
Mm-hmm.
I got the GameCube. Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing, yep. Me, you, and Dad played all that.
Yep. I remember playing Animal Crossing at Grandma Gomes' house in her
Yep.
now bedroom.
In her bedroom,
Because she
yep.
had a little CRTV that was in there. And we hooked up and we played in there. And I had this Game Informer. Do you remember the Game Informer magazine? It had all the... You would send Tom Nook things and you would get like cool gifts back.
Yep.
It was like kind of like cheat
Yeah,
codes
little
for
cheat
it.
codes, yep.
My God, that was before... It's so
I
weird.
think I still have the game cartridge for our original Animal Crossing.
Do you really?
Yeah, I think I do.
I would
yeah.
not want to open it up and be like, haven't seen you in 43 years.
43 years.
The house is decrepit. Well, you owe Tom Nook 3 million bells by now.
The weeds that are all over the
Oh my God!
the
don't even
island.
start
Oh my
it.
God.
Have you played the new one recently on the
have,
Switch?
Yeah,
I
have
haven't
it.
touched it in forever.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't. I literally played it in 2020, all through 2020 during
Mm-hmm.
the pandemic, and I have not picked it up
So
since.
one of my good friends got the Switch, and then he was like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to get Animal Crossing." I was like, "You can just borrow
You
mine
should.
if you want." I was like, "You can borrow mine and see if you like it."
Oh no! Did he wipe it?
He doesn't know anything about Animal Crossing, and I will give him that. Now he does because he got it for himself. But so I
'Cause it
let him
saves to
borrow it.
the-
It saves to the card.
Yeah.
So he borrowed it and he played it, and he sold every single item that I had on my iPad.
No! God.
Every single item.
Oh.
So ever since then, I was like, I don't even want to play.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I'm
all
saying.
my stuff
Yeah.
is gone. Like
Yeah.
I should just restart at this point.
Did you restart?
No, it's still sitting there. All my
Yeah.
stuff is sold.
That'd be a hard pass for me.
Yeah, I was
That would
so
break
bummed.
it for me.
I was so bummed. Sorry, Kev, but
Kev, how dare you? How dare
all
you do
of my
that?
things are gone.
How dare you treat my little sister like that? Unreal. We are at 45 minutes, and we
Is
still
it
got
me?
plenty
Yeah, I
of
was
time
gonna
for
say,
more questions.
I have tons of questions.
Go ahead, let it rip.
So, I mean, leaning on the grandma and grandpa house story, playing in grandma's room.
Yep.
What's your favorite memory of grandma and grandpa? Or you could do either or.
Is it at their house?
Just anything about them.
So, I don't think I've ever told this story publicly. I told it to Mike.
Uh-oh.
Have you ever done a float tank?
No, but I've seen you do them.
So float tanks, the idea is you get into a tank, isolation tank, you shut the door, it's totally black, water's 98 degrees, your body floats in the salt water and you don't feel it. After a certain point, do you know, like, there's that middle ground between, like, when you fall asleep and when you dream? There's, like, this weird middle ground. I went into isolation tank once, and I had this intense vision about Grandpa. It was probably 2 years or 3 years after he passed away, and it's just gonna sound so crazy, but whatever. It was literally his face, and I could be dreaming, but it felt so real, so weird, because I could, like, in the tank I could smell. Remember Old Spice?
Old Spice and the sawdust. That's the only two
Right.
smells I associate with Grandpa.
I could smell that, and Grandpa had said that he wanted to show me his favorite memory of us, and it was literally him driving in the tractor with us in that tow behind metal thing.
Yep.
It's still there in Grandma's backyard, but the wheels like totally
wheels,
flat. And he showed me that memory, and I got out of the isolation tank after, and I had like chills, and I felt so weird. And I don't really talk about that publicly because I don't like believe in ghosts, and I don't believe in situations and like weird stuff like that. But it was so weird how real that felt to me.
So I am not super like yes, there's ghosts, but like
I'm not
always
into
like
it.
open about it. Ollie always talks about Grandpa.
Really?
He's literally never met him. He talks about him all the time.
That's weird.
So weird.
What does he say about Grandpa?
He said, Papa Mario, he's at the house. And I said, what house, dude? And he goes, Grandma Bella's house. And I was like, where? And he'll say, he's there. And I'm like, have you seen him? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, and then I'm trying to I try to pry, and then he just shuts down.
Yeah.
I'm like, where did you see him?
Right.
Tell me where.
Yeah.
It's so freaky, and I know kids are like always like
They say some weird stuff
saying
sometimes.
some weird stuff, but
Yeah.
damn.
I always try to take that stuff with a grain of salt, but when it happens to you, you're like, when I was 18, I was so like, definitely not as open-minded as, like, if I was sitting in your seat at 18 and 32-year-old Cory's telling me that story, I'd be like, you're fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is wild. But like, sometimes you have these situations where you're like, I don't know how to explain.
Yeah, I don't
like,
know how to explain that he's talking about Grandpa.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like
And he's like talking about like Grandpa's shop or something, and you're like, well, I've never mentioned anything about
never
his
talked
shop.
about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't get it. Sometimes it's just weird,
Yeah.
but going back to your question, I
Yeah.
think one of my favorite memories is just being like around the pool, hanging out with them.
Grandpa
Mine too.
lounging.
Grandpa lounging. The day when he retired, I still have that picture of him in the tube.
The tube.
He retired that day, and then I called him and he said that he wasn't doing anything but hanging out in the pool all day. And I was like, yeah, right. He's probably like building something in his garage.
Built a
I
whole
pull up
table.
and literally the man is out there with his beer belly out. He has swim goggles on. He's not even in the water.
Big
His hair's
goggles,
not even wet, so he hasn't been in the water. He's just wearing the goggles for fun, just enjoying his retirement after being a carpenter for so long.
So long.
I think that would probably be probably one of my favorite memories. What's the best piece of parenting advice you've gotten? Because when you become a parent, you get a lot of like crappy advice, but there's nothing like, sometimes you get a good little nugget
Of parent advice. Yeah, I don't.
There's a lot of unsolicited
Yeah,
stuff.
a lot of unsolicited stuff. I think the best parenting advice I've gotten is to just be as patient as possible. It's so hard, especially like with all the emotions. I'm sure you feel it too. All the emotions that he's having now at 2 years old is like crazy.
That's why they call it the terrible twos.
Oh, it's wild. Like 1 minute he's loving up on me and cuddling me, and then the other minute he's
Slaps you across the face.
pulling my hair, beating me up because I didn't give him whatever fast enough.
A goldfish.
A goldfish fast enough. Yeah. So like I think the best parenting advice I got was being patient and like trying to work through those feelings, I guess, the best way I could, not to get explosive or angry about it, because
It's so hard.
It's so hard.
It's so hard.
It's so hard.
Yeah. That is a mental practice that you don't typically have to go through.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's really hard.
Because you talk, like if you talk to an adult and they're like, Anna, I'm hungry, I want something to eat. And you're like, cool, I'll make you a pizza. No adult walks over to you and like pulls your hair and is like, I want fish sticks, you bitch.
Yeah. Or he's like, I want my water. And then I walk his water over to him. He's like, I don't want that. And then you walk away and then he wants it again. It's like,
Yeah.
it's torture.
One thing I realized, I saw this, I don't remember where. It might have been somewhere online, but you got to remember with kids, like, every day is literally their worst day. Like if something minuscule happens to them, it's literally the worst thing that's ever happened to them.
Yeah.
So like trying to keep in mind that, okay, you said you wanted nuggets and I put in fish sticks instead. Not the end of the world. But to them, it is.
Total meltdown.
Because we've had way worse.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like we're just somebody with more experience than them. That's all that comes down to it.
Yeah.
I remember Dennis telling me when Ashton was born to just enjoy the moments and that the days are long, but the years are short. And that put it in perspective with me because like everyone was saying, oh, you gotta enjoy it while it lasts. Soak it in while it lasts. Really gotta soak it in. And I'm like, yes, I know, people. But when Dennis had said that the days are long, I was like, damn, he's right. And the years are short because now you're looking back at Oliver and you're like, wow, he's 2 years old now.
Yeah, I'm like looking back at these
3 in a
pictures
couple
like
months.
crazy.
So yeah, it's like it's weird to see how quick they grow.
Oh yeah.
And how like I don't know, having kids is wild.
Oh,
how do you
so
think?
crazy.
How do you think having Oliver has changed you as a person?
So many ways.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just so much more. I feel like I'm more understanding about other people's feelings, and I'm very receptive of that. And especially because of Oliver's case, because of how quickly those emotions can change, I'm very, like, I feel like I try to think 10 steps ahead in order to not cause a tantrum, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, before we even go to stores, we have to make it very clear that either he's going to get either one toy or there's going to be no toys, or it's going to be this whole escalation where he thinks he's getting all of them and he has a whole meltdown. And that happened. I went to the store once and I walked in 2 feet into Target and all that dollar store section. He wanted 5 boats. Specifically, he wanted 5 boats. And I said, no, you can have 1. And he said, no. And it just screaming the whole thing. So it's just like, just really practicing that patience and that taking one step at a time, no matter what.
But it's hard.
That's so hard.
It's always hard. It's just like it's a practice, like going to the gym and doing bicep curls. Like you're not good on the first few reps. It's just like you have to do more.
And
just
I'm
get
always
used to
learning new things, especially with Oliver.
Do you read any like parent books or like parenting
I
books?
think you guys gave us one, and we read a little bit of that, and then I started reading because Ollie went through like a hitting phase, so we had to. I read another book. I can't remember what book it was. I think you read it too. It has like a yellow cover. I'll have to look it up later. But I read that one, and it kind of put it in just perspective for me for like his hitting and like all of his blowouts that he has, because he just doesn't understand. He's
2,
he just didn't understand how to express his feelings and how to say things that he needed. And I feel like he's slowly getting there at that point now. He's like actually trying to express what he needs, but
Right, it's tough.
So tough.
But it's literally terrible twos, which everyone says.
Twos, yeah.
My friend here, office next door to me, she had said when we had my daughter, it was terrible twos, and she goes, my daughter was fine. She was totally okay at twos. No one ever tells you about the fucking 3s.
Yeah, I heard the 3s are bad too. Yeah.
I don't know. It's not just one way. It's just
because they're learning their emotions.
Kids are all like different.
How to react in different situations and how they want to react to things. It's just they're learning, and it's just I always remember back to that. I'm like, what if I was feeling so angry that I couldn't comprehend it, and that I just like threw a punch? Like
you had no way to regulate it.
Yeah, you just don't have a way to regulate it yet, and it's kind of what I think of every time he throws his tantrum. Or
Yeah.
I just like let him throw his tantrum.
Right. Do you think you'll put him into like school, like a daycare or something?
We're gonna do schooling soon because he's gonna be turning 3. So we're gonna sign him up for.
I'll put my name in the hat for Bread Visions. We really like that school. It's really great to Ashton.
Yeah, we're gonna do. So we're gonna do that. We're hoping to sign up after we close on the house.
Nice. Okay. Perfect.
So yeah, but yeah, we're gonna sign him up soon, just that way he can get acquainted with like teachers and other kids. I mean, he's good with other kids. He's just super shy like Brett. So
Yeah. Right.
it's just
Well, now with that haircut, he looks exactly like Brett. Looks exactly like Brett. Do you have any more questions?
I have a ton. I don't know how much time
Let's see. It's almost at an hour here.
Okay. Let's
Fire
see.
off a couple more.
Did that one. Okay. Obviously, you played soccer through high school. Do you wish you continued after school?
No.
Okay.
Only because I found a new outlet after school.
Outlet. Yep.
When I graduated high school is when I started doing Muay Thai. So I had like an outlet. I do miss like playing soccer sometimes, but
Yeah.
I don't think I would have as much interest of doing like a every weekend kind of thing. I don't know. I say that now, but I don't know. I like playing games and sports. So if it was like if you and like
Wanted to do like a.
yeah, like you came up to me and Brittany's brother Matt, because he likes playing
to
sports.
play,
You guys
yeah.
had like some co-ed thing. I'd be like, yeah, sure, why not? But I don't think I like actively would look out to play soccer. Do you miss playing?
I definitely miss it.
Yeah,
Just like, I feel like it was fun
Yeah.
to have all of that.
yeah. Like what about it was the most fun? Was it the physical activity, the team, the bonding? Like,
I think it was the team. I liked my team, the OSC, I think, that private team that I did with Coach Del Basso, I think that's what his name was. That was an awesome team. I loved that team, and I definitely miss playing, for sure.
because of the people and
Just
the friends.
the people, the friends. I had so many friends on that team. It was
Yeah.
like nice to have like people to hang out with.
A community.
A community, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like now that we're parents,
Right,
don't
right.
have many people to hang out with or people that have time or
Right.
can work around a kid's schedule. You know,
Right.
it's hard.
Well, that's the nice thing. Like for me, jiu-jitsu is like that is the community. Like all the guys that are there, we're all kind of like cut from the same cloth. They're good people. They're hilarious. They're good to be around. And it's a way for me to inadvertently hang out with other adults that are my age,
yeah.
and some with kids, some without kids.
Yep.
But instead of always being like having a friend tied to work, it's nice having friends who are not tied to like a work environment.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. But also, you have like a good community that you could pull from, like if you need something. Like
yeah.
if my transmission blew on my car, I could take it to Chris's shop, Terry's Transmission.
Yeah, I was about
and
to say,
he would
you would
help
know,
me, and
yeah.
like Crazy Mike would help
Yep.
me. So like I have like this really cool network of great people. So I don't know. You should either do jiu-jitsu or go find an indoor league like that plays. When are you off? Like Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah, but like
You could go play in a
in
co-ed
my
league.
mind, I'm like, do I have time? Am I physically fit to do that? I have not ran, and God knows how long.
All right. But
Especially because of Ollie, and just like,
if you always wait for the perfect moment, it'll never happen.
yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah.
For Brittany and I, going back to the first question, the calendar, it's every Tuesday. We know that I go do jiu-jitsu and every Sunday morning. So it's like, those are our 2 days set aside for me. She has her days that are set aside for her to go teach dance. And you and Brett could work out something similar where it's
Yeah.
like, maybe like every Sunday night it's soccer league for Anna or
Yeah.
volleyball league or something. I don't
Yeah.
know, whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah, that'd be cool to get into again. It's been so long.
Yeah.
Like,
But it also
12th
does
grade.
12th grade.
11th grade, yeah.
Since the last time you
Yeah.
played, right?
Yeah.
But that kind of thing will
Forever.
help recharge your battery a little bit
Yeah.
for being
Take
a mom
breather.
and
yeah, take
do you know
breathers.
what I mean?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Want to do one more question? Do one more question. Let it rip. I'm through with mine.
You're all done with yours?
Yeah.
We did that one. Oh, okay. This is a good one. This goes back to when you were really young, if you can remember this.
Okay.
Do you remember when Mom was expecting me? And what was that like? Do you remember what little 5-year-old Cory was feeling? 4-year-old? 4-year-old Cory.
4-year-old.
Yep.
I don't think I really remember. I feel like there was no time before you were in my life. Like, I feel like that was just like fuzzy. But like, really, but like, I maybe remember.
Because you were pretty young. So like.
Yeah, I was like, I was 4.
You were 4.
I remember us being in Candy Street. I remember us having
Candy Street, yep.
room downstairs that had the futon in it, that had the TV in the room, and I just wanted to fall asleep to the TV, so I like sleeping down there. But I don't remember the moments
leading up to it.
Yeah, I really don't.
You were pretty young, so I was always curious, like, I wonder if he remembers, like, what that was.
I've seen the pictures. Like, I've seen the pictures of, like, me holding you for the first time, and I don't know. I don't really recall it, to be honest.
Damn. Just kidding.
Yeah. But, I mean, I don't know. I think Candy Street was the first house I remember being in.
Yeah, I have very vague memories of that. And then I remember right after that we did Bay Ridge, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, moved to Bay Ridge. And then Ferguson, which I think Ferguson was probably one of my favorite houses, even though the house was cool. That house was sick.
The coolest house.
Yeah, that house had a lot of land, nobody near us.
The coolest house, yeah. And it was always connected to all those other developments too.
That are in the back, like off Island Road. Yep. Yeah, those houses were so sick. Cool. But then when we moved to Wells, I don't know, it was just like it was a different kind of cool because we moved closer to all my friends lived in North Syracuse. Yep. So when we moved to North Syracuse, that was like another win-win. Yeah. I don't know, we've been, oh my God, 5 houses? 4 houses?
I was about to say, we moved into a lot.
Holy cow. Damn, I wish I was selling real estate back then. 10-year-old Cory selling. See, look at this. A whole hour flew by. Yeah. And we didn't think we were going to have anything to talk about.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you want me to talk about anything else?
I don't know. Do you have any final words?
I don't know.
Thanks for doing this.
Cut that.
I wish they were still doing their podcast.
Yeah, me too.
I'm glad you did this because this is kind of, we got this little thing now forever we can look back on and watch.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to have anything to talk about, honestly.
You'd be surprised when we just start asking questions that are not yes or no answers. Yeah. I think eventually I got to redo the one with Grandma Bella and get a video of Grandma Bella. Because she was one of the ones I first did, but it was like a crappy mic in the middle of our dining room. So like it'd be fun to have her sit here and like talking to a mic. I think it would be funny to watch her body language and stuff. Yeah.
Say love me.
Say love me. I love you too.
Say I love you.